Hello, YouTube fam, and happy Sunday. We are recording for y'all. Welcome back to the channel today. We have another fun and exciting interview for y'all. If you are new here, hello, welcome. My name is Savita Blaskowitz, and we dive into everything woo-woo from starseeds to conspiracy theories and decodes. So today, another interview, like I've said, I've wanted to bring a fellow member of what I would like to consider my soul family, my soul tribe part onto here today. We actually reconnected, quote unquote, over in my recent trip to Mount Shasta, and I figured it'd be great to bring her onto the channel. Her name is Tahira over in Virginia, USA. Hello, welcome, and I'm excited to have you here. What's up?
Hi. Hi, thank you, and I'm excited to be on here. Yes. It's my first time doing something like this, but yes, I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself. What brings you here today?
Okay, well, okay, so I'm a mom and a wife, and I'm also a owner of and the healer or high priestess of shamanistic healing. And I do spiritual life coaching and intuitive energy healing, light language activations, and I'm starting to host a variety of plant medicine ceremonies, which I fell in love with from the retreat. Like I've been doing the hape almost every morning. Like I really love that, and I really want to start offering that. But yeah, and I'm also a fellow starseed, and yeah, I recently found out that I'm a part of the Lumerian Council, the Octavian Council, and the Earth Council, which I have been learning some really cool and like crazy information about the councils lately.
Oh man,
And
we
I'm
can't hear about that, man. Like ever since we've left the trip, everyone at this group that we connected with have been guided to finding answers about themselves that they've been seeking. And it's so beautiful and bad fucking ass the way it's all unfolding and just lying perfectly into place. So we're definitely going to dive into that a little later. So before we dive into Tahira's particular spiritual journey, we kind of wanted to bounce off a little bit on Mount Shasta. If you would like to go ahead and tell the people, because I was going to talk about mine in a separate video. Well, what were your thoughts on the retreat, man? Like I tell everyone, it's you need to go there, and you'll know what I mean. How was it
exactly.
for you? How was the trip?
I it is undescribable, but if I could describe it, I just felt so open and expansive that I'm trying to recreate the same things at home and I cannot. Like it's just that place is just something special. The
Yeah.
retreat was something special. Like it dived into layers within me that I didn't know existed. And then it's like been trickling from that ever since. So it's like a domino effect or like ripples in the water that just continue to go out.
Oh yeah.
So yes, it was a very amazing experience.
It really was. The way that the whole retreat was organized was everything that anybody could ever need between resetting your nervous system, high vibrational foods, happy sessions, cocoa sessions, just meditating under the stars, making contact, finding light codes out in nature, being around the same energies that ancient beings have also walked the same terrains. And you feel that shit, it all of our bodies were just so hyped with everything that was going on and all the magic we were experiencing. It was amazing. Like even from the first night alone, we saw the freaking orb in the backyard. You, me, Christina, and Jesse. And then like fast forward to the last night because everybody was asleep the first night. Let's be real. I mean, I get it. All the traveling. And then the last main night, you, me, Christina, Jesse, Radwa, and Yoko were out there, under the stars, and we see so much activity, and it was a beautiful thing. I don't know if it was the hape that helped lift the veil, but y'all, there were orbs everywhere, right? It was
Yeah,
crazy. And then seeing the three light blue beings like in the dark, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Hape helps with that.
It
Like
did.
yes, I've been using that to dive deeper and deeper into things, and that thing is amazing.
So you've been
That
doing it every
process.
morning. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, just about. Yeah, I think
And
I
you
have
have,
been ever this for this whole week that I
yeah,
have been
yes.
to try to get like deeper answers into things. So
Damn. But you're doing the one that has like the three piece. That way you could just do and get it done and
yes,
over with. Instead of
like I got the one, and then I did that the other day because it just came in the mail, and then
yeah,
when it shot it up one, it came out the other, and I was like, oh no, I got to stick to the two one because when you do it, it's just like an equalized pressure inside.
yeah,
The other
yeah.
one, I feel like I'm blowing out my damn brain on the other side.
Oh shit.
Like,
Okay. Good to know. I'm gonna have to
yeah,
hunt one down then.
yes, yes, yes. I think I got mine from like Etsy or Etsy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, that's good to know because it's funny. I was also thinking myself, like, I kind of wish I got the two
The two,
prong,
yes,
you know,
yes, because
but
it's just one hit and done. I
and
love
be
that.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So for those of you if you don't know what happy is, it's actually a plant medicine, tobacco based from I think a lot of native indigenous cultures over here in the American continents. I don't know if it was anywhere also overseas. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but it snuff, right? You kind of do it like
Yeah.
cocaine to where like you have to take it up the nose, unfortunately, but it clears all your chakras, lifts the veil, and purges shit out. It's really fucking cool. So, anyways, not to get too side off of everything, but yeah, Shasta was beautiful, and we had so many connections left and right. Like there were things common between you and I being on the same journey that you would also have your own things in common with other women of the group. We were
Mhm.
all just like little pieces of each other, like even the same bracelet on, like if I remember, you
Yeah,
had one
yeah. I don't
similar
have
to
it
that
on
one?
today. I don't have any
Ah!
on today.
It's just
But
those
yeah,
little things and, like, the
all the
numerology with the
synchronicities.
717, you know?
Yes,
So,
yes.
it
It
was
was
really
so
cool.
great.
It was like it was all meant to be, so but anyway, so let's dive into you as your spiritual journey in a whole. So, what were your first experiences like when you were a child? Any supernatural or paranormal experiences, downloads, memories, dreams, your first experiences that were more than human per se? Can you tell us about those?
Well, I feel like possibly a lot of my childhood spiritual memories I could have possibly blocked. But like I ever since I was a child, I would like the witchy woo woo type of stuff. Like I remember like I would go to the computer and print out like directions of how to astral travel. And then I would meet up with one of my friends and we'd be outside her house and trying to astral travel in her front yard.
Oh, that's so
And
cool.
yes, but my first actual experience with something that is of paranormal activity would be like doing the Ouija board with my sister.
Mhm.
So every time when I would do it with her, like it would always move. And I'm just like, are you doing it? And she's like, no, are you doing it? And it's just like, we thought that we were doing it. So
Mhm.
I was like, I was always trying to like reach it all the time. Like I would like that would be like a regular like nighttime thing for me to do. And there was one time where like my sister, she had a lot of like figuring out in life to do.
Mhm.
And there was a moment where she went missing in Mexico. So we didn't know what happened to her, if she was dead or what. So I would turn to
Oh.
the Ouija board and I would like ask the Ouija board, like, is my sister alive? And I would keep getting like yes. And I was like, nah, like you're a liar, she's dead. And there's like something that's in the back of my room starts to fall off the shelf. After that, I was like, goodbye, and I closed it, and that's the last time I've ever touched the Ouija board.
Oh.
But I mean, it was correct though. My sister was alive. Like she ended up getting deported from Mexico. I don't know how that happens, but it happened to her.
So she was
Um,
in a sense trafficked and captured,
no,
no? Or do you
no,
mean, like, deployed as in, like, she had to get kicked out of the country for, like, citizenship?
Yeah, sort of like that. She illegally immigrated into Mexico.
Mhm.
And then so they found her and they kicked her out of Mexico.
Oh, okay, okay.
But like at the time we didn't know that. We didn't know what happened. Like it's just everything went blank and we were just thinking the worst because
Yeah.
she wasn't in a very good area. She was like in Tijuana.
Oh my.
So, yeah, but at least the spirit was right though and she was alive.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
wonder
a
I
good
wonder
thing.
who was letting you know. Do you think it was like one of your ancestors or like one of y'all's higher selves that was communicating to you through the board?
It, it's
Like looking
crazy.
back?
Yeah, I'm like now that I know all this exists, I'm like, man, why couldn't y'all just tell me? Like, why y'all got to be so scary and knocking stuff off the back of my wall? Like,
Right?
why couldn't you just tell me, like, oh hey, we're your guides or we're a good spirit or something. I'm like, it's crazy now that once you know how the universe works, and it's like you could look at all those frightening experiences that you have in your life, and you could look at it with a new light.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And it
yeah,
changes the whole perspective on everything and takes away any
yeah.
fear that you may have. Like I've had one when I was a kid, similar idea, but where a voice was in my head, and I used to think it was demonic the whole fucking time because of
Mm.
what it said. But reflecting back, you also got to pay attention to the energies. Did you feel like you were in fear, or just startled because you just didn't know what was going on? Like, did you feel like your life was in danger, or just a little questionable? Because again, at the time, you didn't really know what it was. Those could
Mhm.
also be factors, is like how you're feeling in those moments. I would have been scared shitless if they knocked something off my shelf at that moment. Like,
Yeah.
bye, bitch, goodbye. No, for sure. Damn. Anything else that happened when you were younger? So you had your dabble in the Ouija board aspect, and then you were also tuning into astral projection.
Yes. Um, I don't know. Okay, so this wouldn't be like when I was a kid. This would be like as a teenager when I saw like
That's
my very
fine.
first spaceship. So yes,
Oh,
I was like coming home from well, then he was my boyfriend's house. And like with the way how, okay, so where my parents live, they live like there's a little drive into a cul-de-sac, and they live on the part that you drive into the cul-de-sac.
mm-hmm.
So on the other side is a curb. So I parked on the other side, and then like there's another house, but it's facing out. So I parked there, and then I looked up, like slowly I see a triangle, and it comes and it hovers above I guess my parents across the street next door neighbor's house.
Holy shit.
And like soon as I started to squeeze my eyes, like to squinch and like really try to look at what I was seeing, it zoomed off. And like by the time like I'm turning my head, I basically almost got a crick in my neck because it zoomed off so fast.
Oh
And
my
I'm just
god.
like, ain't no way that's government, ain't no way that's nothing. It was like a gray sky, but the ship itself was pitch black.
Oh
There was
yeah.
no light, no nothing underneath it.
Oh, no lights or anything. So how was the daytime? Was it like sunset or kind of like in the middle of like at the end of the day? Because you were saying it was a gray sky or like during a storm.
No, it was like probably like 11 o'clock p.m. But it was
Oh shit.
like how Mount Shasta, how you could see the stars.
Yeah.
Here, it's not, you don't see the stars that much. Probably because it's more like city or like,
Hmm.
but it's like there are some nights where you just don't see any stars. And it was like one of those nights where it's like, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's clouds or not, but it's just like gray and there's no stars.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely
So,
a lot of cloud coverage blocking that out.
yeah,
Yeah. Damn. And yeah, I've seen that pitch black. You could just damn. And the fact that they had no lights, that's an interesting one too. Like just a straight silhouette at that point.
exactly.
That's
And I'm like,
weird.
it was just like, I see it like just even in my head, I see it like as clear as day.
Yeah.
And then at that time, I'm like, I already knew that aliens exist, but I was like, after seeing that, I was like, okay, okay, like I definitely know now, like I have the proof now.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it makes a lot more sense now that I'm getting into like the starseed stuff. So it's
Oh,
like,
oh yeah, for sure. It's funny
yeah,
how like reflecting back on like your early youth and the things that you went through, it always ties back to this topic. Whether it's a
mhm,
little bit of secret space program shit or like one of your favorite movies when you were younger, it all ties back to this, to your core on who you really are And it's just so funny. It's like the signs were always in front of you, like the spirits
Mhm.
trying to foreshadow your future to you, and you don't even fucking realize it until decades later. It's just so cool,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. That is basically what that was. It was like everything was foreshadowing because, like, I'm sitting here using a Ouija board to talk to a ghost, and then I find out that I'm a medium and I don't even need to have a damn Ouija board.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like baby steps I've been taking my whole entire life.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think, as they were saying at the retreat, and I also heard it online too, that your heart's the portal, that's how you're able to really connect to everything on top of your pineal and your crown. But that's like the portal of information per se. Going within is a saying that they say for a reason, you know?
Mhm.
That's really freaking cool. So those are some interesting experiences that you had when you were younger. So it definitely, caught your attention and in a sense make you start thinking online and already starting to split yourself from the average normal thoughts that you would experience in the matrix. So with all that said, so how the hell did you fucking dive the starseed rabbit hole? Because you have all your first couples of experiences, and then how the fuck did you get here? How did you get here to this point of starseed level shit?
Okay. So it all started when my aunt died in 2022, which was actually it's not that far. Like I had to really think about it. I'm like 2020, like I've been only doing this for just like 2 years,
But it
and
feels
it
longer.
feels like five. Yes, like I'm
Mhm.
like it feels so much longer. I'm like, oh my god, all the shit that I've just been through since 2022 until now. But okay, so she died in 2022, and she basically awoke in me to pointing to my eyes for one that I'm a medium, and basically she started me down the whole starseed rabbit hole. But it was she basically possessed me in that experience. She like it started gradually. Like okay, so like it was me and her goddaughter. And me and her goddaughter, like we were assigned, well, my mom assigned me, but like we were this is after she died and after they then carried her body out, and we were helping like get everything situated so we can come back the next day so we can like deal with everything that's in her apartment. And I don't like to admit this, but this is a part of who I was, so I'm going to explain it. But anyway, there was a moment where we were helping her with her jewelry, and it was like me and my goddaughter, or not my her goddaughter, my aunt's goddaughter. We were going through like the jewelry because my mom wanted to collect like all the things that were real.
Mhm.
So we were going through, and we basically took some of her jewelry. Like I took it because it was sentimental to me because it was my aunt. Like besides my parents, like she was the only other person that was there for me.
Yeah.
So I took it for sentimental value. I don't know, can't speak on the reason why, her goddaughter took it, but I knew why I took it. So after that, well, there were certain things that we took, and then the rest of it we gave to my mom. And then there was like a moment where like after we dispersed and I was like in I guess like Walmart parking lot, and I just like had this feeling that my aunt was so upset with me that she wanted me to return back the jewelry. And so like it was a very, very heavy feeling. So I just like called my mom and I was like, hey, I think Aunt Tilly's upset and I'm going to return the jewelry that I took. And my mom, she was like, okay. And I was like, I messaged her goddaughter and I told her, like, hey, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I really think that Aunt Tilly is upset with us for what we did. So I'm going to return the jewelry. So after that, after, I hung up and told everyone, like, I'm sitting here talking to myself in the car and I'm just like, okay, so I feel like I've done the right thing. And then so like while I'm setting my phone on my lap and I'm just sitting here talking to myself in the car, like my phone starts to ring and it's my aunt. And at this time, she's dead. My mom has her phone and her phone's like in the drawer. So I'm getting calls from my dead aunt. So like at the moment when I'm getting the call, I'm getting the feeling that like you're doing the right thing. So I'm like, oh my God, she's calling. So, I'm sitting here, like I'm calling my mom and I'm like, Gina, what just happened? Like, where's Aunt
Aunt
Tilly's
Tilly
phone?
calls!
Like,
Aunt Tilly calls!
yes.
Did you
She's like,
answer
the
the
phone's right
phone?
next to me. And I'm like, she called me though. Like she called me. Like I was
But
just
did you answer the phone? Did you answer the phone?
no, I was just
No?
so surprised because I'm like, I'm getting a call from a fucking
No,
dead
I'd be
woman.
staring at it
Like,
like,
like oh, okay. So, all right, I think I was probably like a little bit scared. Like now I'm looking at it, I'm just amazed at that fact. But at the time I was like scared, surprised. And then it's just like, okay, so that was from that first day. And I believe I returned it to my mom. And the second day, where we actually had to go back and we had to clear out her apartment, I was like, driving from my house, which my house is probably like 45 minutes from where she is, just like a couple cities over. And then
mhm.
I'm sitting here driving, I'm talking to my husband on the phone, and I'm like crying the whole way. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And like, when I'm crying and talking to my husband, there's a static that comes over the radio. And at the same time that this actually not even the radio, it's my phone. Yes, my phone. There's a static that comes over my phone. Or was it in the radio? Or was it both? I don't know. There was a static. I remember a static. And during like the static, it was over the phone because no, I had my phone on the car. My phone was on the car. So then that's how it was coming through. Okay.
Okay.
So during the time of the static, I heard, well, not I heard, but I felt that I could do it. And at the same time, my husband on the other end, he heard his name. So he's like, what? And I'm just like, at the time I'm crying and I'm like, I didn't say anything. Like there was just a static on the phone, but I didn't say anything. And he's like, well, I heard my name. And I was like, well, I didn't call your name, but I heard that I could do it. So that was starting to put like more two and two together that
Oh,
my aunt was
shit.
contacting me from the other side.
Oh.
So by the time that I get into the parking lot, my mom's outside dealing with the car. So I tell her about that experience. And then like, once I tell her about that experience, um, what was it? I believe at this point, she tells me that like, oh yeah, we could talk to dead people. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? She was like, the women in our family can talk to dead people. And I'm like, how come, what the fuck? How come you ain't tell me this now? Like, here I
I
am,
put a
see
bit
all
nice.
these
You
experiences.
know,
Exactly.
like warning a young lady about her menstrual cycle. Like warn her. Like it's important. Like she needs to know these things, or else it's just gonna
Exactly.
catch her by surprise. Or she might say something out loud in public that'll get her in fucking trouble. Like with people thinking they're crazy because they happen to see their dead relative, or thanks, mom. Thanks for the heads up.
Exactly. I'm just like, what, like, can you explain this further? She says that with her, she could talk to people and she could feel them, but she can't hear them. And then so with my aunt, she was always a very intuitive person. Like she would know when somebody was pregnant, when somebody was going through things. Like she was very intuitive.
Yeah.
And it was, oh my gosh. Okay. So if I speed up into it, okay. So there's moments where we were helping her. And during those moments, I would realize more and more that my aunt was contacting me. And it got to the point where I could hear her. And like, oh, there's this very cool moment where, okay, so just before her death, what was it? There was the show of like Jeffrey Dahmer that was on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
were talking about like how they would always like smell, like the whole apartment complex would always smell.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I wouldn't know what a dead person smells like. So there was one time where me and my mom, we were in the front room and I smelled this smell. And for a while, I'm looking to see if there's shit on the floor, if my mom done shitted on herself. Like I'm sitting here and I'm looking because it's this real rancid smell.
Something that you've never
And
smelled before on top of that.
exactly. It's not. And it was like, it was just, we were just sitting there and it just came up. and then it wouldn't go away. So I'm like
Woo.
walking throughout the apartment and I'm coming back and I'm just like, what is that smell? And then at the end, like once it goes away, the sense that I'm getting is that my aunt kind of like raised, I guess, the smell of her death up so I can know what a dead body smells like because
Yeah.
I've been wondering about it with the Jeffrey Dahmer. So
Yeah.
I was like, that was amazing experience. And I had to thank her for that. Which I mean, like, have you ever smelled a dead body?
No, but I have heard what it smells like. I have been around dead bodies, but not long enough to the point where I started smelling them. I mean, okay, so I lost my abuelo this past December, my grandfather on my mother's side. For those of you that don't know, that's why I was offline for an extended period of time. It was a lot of family matters. But at the very end of his death, I couldn't smell it, but she did. When he was literally on his like the last couple of hours he was alive, he was, just sitting there with his mouth open and breathing on all of his medication. But she started getting a peppermint smell coming out of him. But her and the hospice nurse were saying that some people emit the peppermint smell as they start to die. That's the
Mm.
only exposure I've had. So I haven't smelled like post death, rotten corpse, kind of, rotten flesh, eggs kind of smell. But apparently there is a pre-death smell too that's kind of pepperminty. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one, but going back
I
to a dead body, I've heard it smells like absolutely disgusting. Like it's fucked. Maybe a dead animal, but I don't remember.
have you had chickpeas?
Oh God, not in a long time. I like hummus. I don't like chickpeas straight though, because it feels weird to me.
I mean, if you smell chickpeas, that's what it smells like. That's what a dead body smells like. And then it's funny because the chickpeas they have an enzyme called like corpus. It's like corpse, and that's where the smell comes from. So it has like the same enzyme that your body creates, I guess, when you're decomposing in
Oh, that's
chickpeas.
weird. Oh shit.
Yeah, it is.
Learn something new every day.
And I am sorry to hear about the death.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. He's still watching on the other side doing his thing. He's
Yes, yes.
he's like, holy shit, I was wrong on a lot of things. Like it was actually kind of cool too, because I was gonna do a little video about him eventually too. I got a lot of shit to talk about. But close to his death, I'll just say that he was really I could tell he was on both sides,
Mhm.
transitioning completely to the ethereal because the synchronicities were ridiculous. Like, what are the chances, for example, that I play a certain CD for him on his deathbed by an artist called Roberto Ledesma, who I don't know who the fuck he is, but he's very popular in the Spanish culture. Um, and I tried to find that CD online to listen to on Spotify, and I couldn't find it fucking anywhere. But there was one playlist of all of Roberto Ledesma, and the person's name that made the playlist is Angel, who's my grandfather's name. So I was like, oh, wow, okay, this is fucking creepy. He's already showing it before he actually passed at that point. So it's really cool, guys. Like, don't be afraid of the other side. Like, it's okay to communicate to the other side, but as you're going through your journey, certain things are going to startle you. But it's a beautiful experience at the same time to know that you could communicate with something that you can't physically see with the naked eye,
Mhm.
and it shows
Yeah.
you through synchronicities, dreams, experiences, your family members. It's insane. But thank you. Yes, it was a hard couple of weeks for the family, well, a couple of months, but that's a whole different topic. So yeah, so at that point, so you had that experience with your aunt on the dead body kind of smell, and then how did that lead you down over into like the starseed category itself? So I'm guessing at that point you were like, okay, so my mom is now telling me that the women on our family, on our side of the family, have a very strong psychic gift to communicating with the other side. Was there something that happened after that that led you over onto this side of the tracks? Because usually people don't think about, interdimensional beings and quote unquote aliens, but
With that, okay. So to me, what kind of okay, I don't know, because like I feel like the whole experience kind of opened me up deeper into the universe. Like after the whole like the dead body smell, like where the point where she actually possessed me, like she went into me to talk to my mom and to her son.
Oh, so it's
And
like, ooh.
yes, and that at the moment I didn't even know that that was a possession until I was like talking to people on Reddit and they're like, "Yeah, you got possessed." Because it was like while she was in me, it would feel like I was moving over, like my essence, my soul was moving over to allow space for her. So it would be like I want to say like Cerberus or Cerberus, where it's like the two, well, three-headed dog, but it like felt like I had two heads, and it was just her and me, and we would talk to each other inside my head, and
Yeah.
we would agree on things and disagree on things. And then there was moments where she would control my body and control my emotions. And there was like a point where I think like when she was talking to her son through me, there was a point of like I would like to think of like so much vulnerability where I basically became her. Like even though I'm still me, like I
Mhm.
felt smaller because she's a smaller person than I am. She gets lockjaw, which at the moment I didn't know that, but like my jaw would lock, and I'm just like telling her, "Can you please like undo your jaw?" And I had to ask him like, "Does she have any issues with her jaw?" And he's like, "Yeah, she had lockjaw," which I didn't know that. But
Which,
like she would completely like control me, control my actions, my emotions, what not what I was thinking, but like what I would say, and I would still have conscious awareness of it. And like that whole experience opened my eyes to that there was something that was more.
yeah.
After she stayed around until her funeral. And after her funeral, like before like the part where they're like taking the casket away and they're about to drive to the cemetery, like during that moment, I felt her ascend into heaven. And then after she ascended, like and then after the funeral was over, like I think like the next day, she would like send me angel numbers. Like well, while she was here, before like in between her death and the funeral, she would send me angel numbers. That was like I've heard of angel numbers before, but that was like my first real introduction into angel numbers
Yes.
because she would like the way how oh my gosh, like when we are in spirit, like the power that we have is amazing. Like there'd be moments where like she was trying to redirect me to go and spend time with my father,
Hmm.
and like I was trying to get out of the car and she would turn the car like alarm on. She would like lock the doors. I was like at this point I was panicking and I was trying to take like some anxiety pills, and I was trying to take two pills, and like somehow she knocked my hand so one of them would fall on the floor and told me you only need to take one. And she would like make my radio like turn to different stations, and she would like make my phone ring, and I would have a conversation with her, and she was like kind of laughing and was like, when I was alive I wasn't able to understand technology, but now that I'm
Now
dead it's
I do.
exactly, it's like the amount
Oh,
of power that they have, amount of power that we have on the other side is amazing. But like
wow.
just the whole experience opened me up to the fact that there's something else out there. So it's like I felt like when it first happened, I was like shaking.
Yeah.
But
I
as I
don't
think
blame
about
you.
it now, I think that was like basically all of those concepts, those initial concepts in my head were
Yeah.
getting broken.
Yes,
And it
absolutely.
was
It
showing
it
me
it
like,
shattered that reality of this is dangerous, this is demonic, blah, 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 and it's changing into, no, this is magical. This is something way different. This is something deeper than our textbooks ever fucking taught us in school. It's a
yes,
whole different world, you know?
yes. And then she would like okay, so she would show me the angel numbers. Like my first I, she would send me a lot of other angel numbers, but like in the beginning they're mostly like, it's crazy because some like we would have conversations through angel numbers. Like I remember I forgot the numbers that she would send me, but she okay, so when she first sent them to me, she sent me a site. And the
Mhm.
site is channel text that is about angel numbers. It has like over a couple thousand angel numbers. So like every time I get angel numbers, I always refer to that website. And like she would have conversations with me through the angel numbers, which I think that was an amazing way to use it. But one of the numbers that she gave me that initially started into my Starseed awakening would be the angel numbers 11 and 22, which
Master
like that
numbers.
pointed me exactly, yes, that pointed me down like the whole light worker and Starseed and just like trickling down from there.
Yeah. Well, if I might ask, did you do your numerology for like your birthday at that point, like to figure out your life path number? Because I'm 22, for example. So did you find out your number?
I think my number is either 7 or 9,
Okay.
I think, for a life path number.
Okay.
So yeah.
I just wondered if it happened to be like 11 because of what you were finding down the road. Okay, so she was kind of like leading you to these areas and sending you this kind of information, and you were in a sense decoding her
Mhm.
messages to you. That's really cool. So I guess at that point, when you come across angel numbers, it kind of shoehorns you into the whole light worker rabbit hole, and then you come across the starseed rabbit hole because it's all in a sense kind of connected. You know?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So what happened at that point? I guess like you came across the term and looked up traits characteristics and you're like, well, shit, that's me.
Exactly. Like it, yeah, I did. And I forgot even how it started. But I think like the first, like, I think, okay, so I think after that, I started to be pointed towards like Lemuria.
Hmm.
Because like I think from the starseed numbers that I got like the golden age
Okay.
of when like, we were supposed to send into the 5D, and then so researching the golden age, it came up with Lemuria.
Did
And
you
that
know?
was like,
Sorry. Have you heard about Lemuria at that point?
no, that was my
Okay.
first time.
Okay. Sorry. Proceed.
That's fine because I was about to say Lemuria and Atlantis were like my first introduction into the starseed world,
Okay.
which yeah, like it makes a lot of sense now. Like
I don't. It like puts you back down memory lane, right? Going through this.
yes,
That's why I
yes,
love
yes,
this because
yes.
it brings those emotions back and puts you back in that moment and like your consciousness just it's like you literally put yourself back in that time period. So okay, so yeah, you were diving down and then you came across the history of Atlantis and Lemuria. Of course, we only have the Disney movie Atlantis to really bounce the fuck off of. We don't have anything on Lemuria, and that's why a lot of people think it's more fictitious than not. But what about Lemuria attracted you to that versus Atlantis, for example?
I don't know. I
You
guess at
just
that
felt
point
it.
with yeah, with my aunt, like with her breaking like the veil, I was like going down each rabbit hole, like everything I was going down, like nothing was being disputed, like I was just gobbling everything up.
Oh, yeah.
So Lemuria, okay, well let me go down and do more. And like one thing that you are well, a lot of things, but one thing that I have noticed is that Lemuria does not have a lot of information. And that was kind of like I
Yep.
kind of had to put Lemuria on the back burner and I had to go more into Atlantis because I felt like there was more information there.
Yeah, and it's like, why? You know, how come there's so much more information on Atlantis than Lemuria? But Lemuria is a civilization that's been talked about for decades, if not at least a couple centuries now. So it's not new. But how come, you know? But I guess if there was, you know, the power war between the two, and Atlantis pretty much had all the backbone, it had all the firepower behind them. Maybe there were no, and there was nothing left of Lemuria, and maybe that's why we can't find anything on it, or I don't know. Who knows why all that information's just lost and not found.
I feel like the information for Lemuria was more like etheric
Mhm.
versus with Atlantis, they were probably getting into a more I guess, I don't know, like, I feel like sand and stone type of culture, like
Yeah,
more physical,
more
so
physical.
like able to like make records or yeah.
That would make sense with the Lemurian crystals then. How they would store that knowledge into there because it's all etheric, it's all energetic.
Yes.
That would make sense too. Okay. So at that point, I guess this co-lines into the next bullet point on our list of questions. So you're diving down the different starseed lineages, and we can also talk about what you recently found out with Shasta and everything. So the type of starseed lineages that you resonate to and why. So you first came across Lemuria, and y'all, we came up with not came up, but I guess I could say downloaded some information that we'll talk about in just a moment. But going on with back to Lemuria and Atlantis, and then did you find out other lineages? I think you mentioned something in the Pleiades, right? At the retreat?
Yes, yes, I do resonate with the Pleiades, but oh gosh, okay, so I got some very very I don't know. To me, this is why I had to go back a week. Like I had to take that week to get myself together
Mm-hmm.
because okay, so this is the information I've learned. Okay, so I thought that all souls were created at the same time.
Oh,
That was the initial thought. That's what I heard. So that's what I was going by until I was recently told that that's incorrect.
there's a lot of
Uh,
new souls here on Earth right now, and that's why they're easily lost in this matrix.
yes, there's in the beginning of the universe there was 11 souls that were created, and they created the first council,
Oh,
and those were called, or they are called, the elders, or like that's what they refer to themselves as, the elders. And I recently found out that I am an elder, and I am the only elder that is incarnated on earth at this moment. The next one won't incarnate until I'm an old woman.
damn, that's
And
like, oh man, that's a while from now.
yeah, yeah, and that's like a lot because when I first heard that, I was like, you gotta be shitting me. Like, like,
But how'd you
no,
get to that point? How'd you get to that point? Because yeah, did you research this or did it kind of like pop up within like on the hot bay or something?
it came up in an energy healing session because I had an energy healing session after the Mount Shasta trip. And I
Okay.
was trying to go further into that. And when you we probably have to backtrack into the Mount Shasta trip, but then when you were able to decipher that I was one of the ones who
Helped us get the fuck down here.
exactly like
Yeah, that's what we were
when
gonna talk
you
about.
but the thing is,
Yo.
when you said that, like I was just like, uh-huh, right? Like, okay, okay. Like
So
I didn't like it wasn't like I didn't it wasn't like I didn't feel it, but it was like I
holy
don't believe that I was that powerful enough.
be
So I was
because
like,
the
I did
Matrix
my
kind of like
healing.
broke that. It
Yes.
broke that level of faith in yourself or that confidence in yourself that that is something that you could have that you could do. Blah. So for those of you watching, yeah, that there's so much happened in Shasta. We haven't had any fucking chance to talk about it. I haven't had a chance to put it into a video. I was just at my dad's yesterday telling him about this shit and telling him about the whole experience and everything and all the information, all the downloads about all of us was like a 4 to 5 hour fucking conversation. It was too fucking much. So one of the things that was interesting was that between you and I, between Tahira and I, it's like our eyes we were just making eye contact and just downloading information left and right, left and right, left and right, keeping that eye contact, like because eyes are the windows to the soul. So it's like we were making our own container with our eyes of like being able to pull from the Akashic records and remember a bunch of shit. And one of the things that I remembered, and it started because of how you said it. So the AI draconian thing, everybody at this retreat was there some fucking how. They're not all Lyran lineages, but they were all there helping save these people post the cataclysm that's happened. Okay. And Tahira here, the way that you said it was that you were like an HR person. And I was like, well, and I know that sounds funny at first, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, yes, because I had no idea how the fuck to explain it, but it was like delegation almost, and that's how you were starting to describe it. Like, I wouldn't say warrior, which is what I was feeling, like not warrior but something else, and it's like hard to think of all these different things. And then that's when you said an HR person, and I was like, oh yes. And then that's when you were talking about, delegating, helping lead. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. But that was one of your incarnations in the physical, because in the ethereal was when you were helping us get the fuck down here. So from what I remembered was that the cataclysm, everybody, a lot of us souls, especially some people from the retreat, it's like we met in like this void of space or something. By space, I mean just like not stars, but like just this void. I don't know if we were in a room, but there was something about what you were saying and what you were doing. You had like a certain status that like we need you to convince them, was like what we were, what came out, right? And you were just like pushing and pushing and pushing the council or whoever to give us the green light. And by us, I mean all the star seeds here on earth right now, to have the green light to come the fuck down here, because they didn't want us to reap their consequences from everything bad that has gone wrong here on this planet. They didn't want us to have to deal with that again. They were afraid that we weren't going to be able to come back, because this is the place of amnesia. So there was something about Tahira to where it was like, when you were on your etheric side or your higher self or something, I don't fucking know, but you were literally like able to help give the green light to get us down here, because they did not want us back. And that's when you came across council energy. And now, since you've dove further down since we've been back, now you're saying that it's more of like the elder kind of standpoint. So you notice how we're putting all the pieces together, everybody. This is not made up shit. This is real life time. We were having so many connections and answers coming to us during the trip. So anyways, to catch y'all up on that, that was all of that. So yeah, so what are your thoughts on all of that? Yeah, I said that and then it like resonated but didn't, because it was like, really, that I could do
Yeah,
that, like not having
exactly.
that belief almost.
Exactly. And that's the same when I okay, so that's why that led into that healing session, which through that healing session, like I was asking my healer, like, am I a part of the council? And she's like, yes, you're a part of three. And then so like with the first council, they are the 11 souls or energies that are part of the first council. They helped create the universe. So my soul was,
Old as hell.
is because everything is still technically happening at the same time. My soul is one of those that helped create the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And through the first council, it's sort of, I want to say like a derivative off the first council, but the Lemurian council was created. So I don't know. Like the only way that I can like imagine that it comes up to my head right now is like if you have like a band, like let's just say there's original band, and then just say like a player or two gets off and they make their own band, but then you
Yeah.
can still listen to the music of both of the bands.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's what it's like. So it's like both. It's like a derivative off of. I don't. I'm trying to like get into further of what the Lemurian Council is about,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so there's that. And then with the Octavian Council has to do with the number eight, and it's for the eight humanoid species that are throughout the universe. And it has to do with, I believe it has to do with the development of the species.
Okay. So
And
I was gonna say, can you dive into that a little more? Because I haven't heard about Octavian too much.
me, look, I,
At least with
the
what you
other
know right now.
day,
With what you know right now.
the other day, I was trying to go on the Gaia channel, and I'm sitting here trying to look up Octavian to see if they have something about it, and there's nothing. But like the odd thing is though, is that I tried looking about it like on Google,
Hmm.
and like I guess during the Roman times or whatever, like Octavian, which he ends up being like Augustus, the I don't know, he's like a king,
Okay.
I guess. I'm not very good with Roman history.
Yeah.
But he ends up creating a council, like a government council,
Let
like
me
in
see.
ancient Rome. So I'm like I'm trying to see if that is something that's related, because one of the other things that we were talking about was like how movies and how history in
Always.
the earth is related to things that are bigger within the universe.
Oh, for sure. For
So
fucking sure.
yes, but with the Octavian Council, so far that what I've known about is okay. So with the first council, it's basically about the beginning of times. And with the Octavian Council, it's basically about the end of times, but not like literally the end of the world. But I feel like it's about the development of where these 8 humanoid species throughout the universe, where their past lie. So yeah, that is so far what I got on it. Like I this is like very new information, and definitely the Hape helped me receive
Oh
some.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to do a lot more sessions to dive down on this other council.
That's
And
interesting.
then
'Cause oof.
yes,
Yeah, it
and
said
then there's
Octavian was related to Augustus, who's Julius Caesar's father.
yes, that
Okay. Well, I just did
that
a brief,
I
yeah.
yeah, because it was something that's when I just looked it up at on Google, because at first I thought it was Octavian. So like I was looking that up, and what kept on coming up was Octavian. And then it was talking about how he made a council. And then I was just like, well, I know that for myself, I'm the Octavian council. So it's just like I think there's a relation in between, especially with a lot of like what is it? Because I don't it's not Roman, but it's like with Zeus and the Greek mythology, how that
Yeah.
relates to Atlantis.
Yeah,
So I'm
they
thinking
are
that
connected.
yeah, so there's something that is within, I guess, like I don't even know if Julius Caesar is that, yeah, that is Roman. So I guess Roman history probably relates something to the universe also.
Yeah, like there's some kind of ethereal an ethereal interference with it, like something about when it comes to sharing with all of the art, the architecture, or the buildings, or the history, or the tall tales, all the different gods, because all of these different religions and cultures back then all showed the same thing, right? So they always showed, etheric beings coming down and helping with the planet. And it would make sense with Rome, because there's always felt something very strong about, Greek and mythology kind of, areas in Rome, especially, that I wouldn't be surprised if there is a connection with the universe and those kinds of cultures. I wouldn't doubt that for a fucking second. If anybody knows anything about that, please feel free to drop down comments, because that's interesting. Damn.
Yeah.
And then I know you mentioned at the retreat something with the Pleiades as well. Do you still feel like you have resonance to the Pleiades?
I do, but I feel like it doesn't come. I mean, I do. No, I do. I do. Because I would say sometimes I feel like it doesn't come up as much now, because I don't know. I feel like I'm at a point where all of it is sorting to like blend in and
Mm-hmm.
integrate.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I feel like after the retreat, I it led me to like a big integration
Yeah. Putting more pieces
session.
together.
Yes, yes. But yeah, I still resonate with the Pleiades, and with more specifically Tarjeta and Pleiades.
Yes, yes, you mentioned that one.
Yeah,
That's
I feel
cool.
like my Pleiades self is like in a spaceship that is in the atmosphere, and I think that that could have been the spaceship that I saw when yeah.
Oh. Oh, that black V shape.
Mhm. Well, the triangle. Yeah, that's what I feel
Or
like
the triangle,
is
yeah, sorry.
I feel like it was probably an agreement that I had ahead of time to like, see it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I feel like.
I wouldn't be
I'm like,
surprised.
everything makes sense now.
Like
Like,
signing up to do things for yourself on this planet to like help you remember your origins. And oh yeah, yeah, you mentioned that about me too, which was funny because I was like, yep, that fucking sounds right about, being able to remember that big moment up in the sky of wherever the fuck the refugee place was. But the
mhm,
way you said it perfectly was exactly how it resonates. It was exactly how I knew that like they no, I wanted to make sure I remembered, and that was the thing to help me remember. The way that you said it, I don't remember.
yes.
How many times can I
Because
say
all I know is that your vision is fucking amazing.
thank
Like, the way how you were able to manifest what is in your mind and manifest that into, like, a video and a story, like, that is amazing. That is like pure talent that you have.
thank
Definitely.
you. But I think it's
You're
more
welcome.
amazing though that we're all here together in the flesh and making it fucking happen. And then, like I said, coming out of the mushroom trip on that retreat, that's why I was like so. It's like my walls, my human walls, just like lifted off, and I was like, oh my god, I'm with my family again. I don't fucking care. I can be my goofy self, and that's when I started twerking. Yes, people, I started fucking twerking right after the mushroom trip because I just felt like so home again, and it's just just the sentence in my mind was, "We're fucking here. We did it. Oh my god, I didn't think we'd get here. I didn't think we'd get to this point. I didn't think we would remember." That was all like coming out. It was just awesome, man. It was awesome. Oh my god, sorry y'all. I know that it just so many beautiful things. Holy shit. So before we move on to the next topic, anything else about Mount Shasta or the Starseed lineages that you've come down on that you would like to discuss? There's so much going on, so many answers that you've come across since you've been back. You could even mention your partner as well if you wanted to mention him and his discoveries that he's come across recently, and how that connects to you. I think you might have mentioned, oh, no, 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 there was something else that you mentioned at the retreat too. Um, they didn't listen to me. They didn't listen to me talking about Atlantis. I think you should talk about
Oh yeah.
that. I think you should talk about that. They didn't listen to me. They didn't listen to me talk about the power because I think that's when you were in your more council self, if that makes sense.
Well, that was when I was a high priestess.
Yes.
So I had in our like second mushroom trip night. Like, I first had like a vision and a feeling and a knowing that I was a high priestess in Lemuria, and that it just switched to me being a high priestess in Atlantis, and our responsibility with me and other priestesses, which I felt like Kristen was with me when, or like, we were together, we knew each other
Yes.
during that time, and that basically our job was to seed the information, the etheric knowledge from Lemuria into the Atlantean culture. And like Lemuria was like, the divine feminine energy, and then Atlantis was the divine masculine. So we were there to see the divine feminine into the divine masculine. And that didn't work. So what I saw was basically like destruction around me, and everyone dying and everyone like running for their lives. And then there was like a freeze frame, and like everything just like stopped, which I think now, I think that could have been my own death that I saw. And that's the reason why the view did not continue. At
Yeah.
least that's what I feel. And
It's more
then I
like, and you know what happened after that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's like I just heard in my head is like, they didn't listen, they didn't listen, they didn't listen. Like, it failed because they didn't listen. And like from that experience, I think my soul just attracted like so much guilt and so much shame
Hmm.
because I felt responsible for the fall of Atlantis.
Which makes sense too. Why that all that trauma and burden would that you feel that, but it's not your fault, especially if you were doing your effort back then, and pushing for this awareness for the hey, don't get too caught up in all of the mental status that you can create from these powers and just especially with the crystals too, and the downfall that was going to come. You did your best. You have to acknowledge that. There's no way that you have to blame that you're going to blame yourself for that. You did your due diligence. You still warned them. But what this reminds me of too was, going back to the whole, hey, green light coming down here, Starseed mission thing, was that I think there's time they're going to fucking listen to you, you know? Because you were the one
Yes.
that was like, hey, come on, hey, come on. But, this is unfortunately something that did happen back then, the downfall of Atlantis and Lemuria. But it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Just sometimes people don't listen. But I think in this new world and shit moving onwards, that people are gonna start paying attention. They're going to start, coming back to who they are in that sense. It's don't blame yourself for that. Don't blame yourself for that. I don't want to say like natural selection, but like the universe knew that. That's why I'm not saying that. That's why I'm like the universe knew still that there was going to be a cataclysm of some kind per se, and that
Exactly. Yeah.
basically anybody who was to know knew at the time, and at least that death isn't death, that you can still move on to the next avatar, but it is scary. And didn't you also mention like some kind of fears of water, or like a little bit of fears of water at some point? I know Rodwa did, but I know someone else did too.
No, like I did have one incident where like I almost drowned because my niece was on top of me and we were at the beach and like the waves were coming in.
Yeah,
But other than that, I didn't have like much of a fear of water.
that's good too, though, because I know some
Yeah.
people carry that trauma into this lifetime. But no, it's definitely not your fault. It's definitely not your fault. So yeah, we got High Priestess, we got Council of Elders, we got Octavian Council, which is Earth Council, right?
No, the Earth
Earth
Council
Council's separate.
is something separate. Yeah, with the Earth Team Council, I believe there are, I want to say 19 individuals on the Earth Council, and that is basically overlooking the Starseed mission on Earth. So,
And yeah, that one
that's
definitely resonates for fucking sure. I gotta look into the Earth Council a little more.
yes, because that's the one that you are supposedly helping me with on the other side, on the astro plane side. We are working together.
I wouldn't be
So,
surprised with how
yeah,
fucking we were like, choo, 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 information, download, download, choo, 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 choo. Y'all, it was like the high of our lives. We were awake for like 8 fucking hours,
yes.
like just making that eye contact. It was amazing.
Oh my
All the
God, it really
information, man.
was like
It was just something you're not, and like you said, coming back in the Matrix, you're like, fuck, it's not the same. Take me back.
exactly. I feel like I'm in a twilight zone ever since we came, and I'm just like everything is oh my God. Like my car broke down. My car, like ever since the trip, like we came back from the trip, soon as they picked me up, I'm sitting here smelling like a burning smell in my car. I don't even know. I think one of like something is happening to my engine, like a gas cap, or not even a gas cap. Something is blown in the engine of my car. And I'm just like, this is the right motherfucking time that this shit would happen. Because I feel like right after the retreat, it was kind of like a more of a push into, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing with your life. And I felt like my car breaking down is pushing me into that direction. But I'm like, why such a fucking expensive turn into that
Yeah,
direction? But
yeah,
it's like, it has been like the twilight zone ever since we came back, and it's like I feel like at the same time my world is crumbling, but it's being built back into something else.
yeah.
Yes.
You're breaking down old things, making way for the new, and all the
Yeah.
answers that you're coming across on top of that. Dude, this is
Yeah.
insane shit, man. Dude, thanks for all this information so far, y'all. This is I just wish I could have recorded the whole retreat and just like, put it in one big ass video for the whole fucking world to say, hey, you want to experience shit at Shasta? And just everyone just I wish we could record all of our downloads and just there's so much information.
Just that whole last night, if we
That whole
would have,
last night. And remember,
yeah,
I had to postpone my flight. Like the universe was like, postpone your flight, postpone your flight. And we were literally talking that whole last night up until like what, fucking 5 in the morning. And we started at
yeah,
9 p.m., guys. Like this was damn near 12 hours of just downloads and Hape and CE5 and orbs and light blue beings and just it was intense. Portals too. Abby's
yes,
fucking
yes,
portal. Abby's
yes.
fucking portal.
I'm like, I am so glad. Like to be honest, that's my first time seeing a portal, and it was like I could see it as clear. It's so weird though, because like you know when you have something in one eye and then you cover it, and then like you do this, but it's like you kind of see one vision, but then you don't. Like
Yeah,
that's what it was like. It was like I saw the portal, but then I'm looking, and it's like it's not there. But
yeah,
then it's there, but then it's
yeah,
not there.
yeah.
And it's like Doctor Strange,
Yep.
like the portals in Doctor Strange, but it was green. And I'm like, that's so amazing. I've
Heart,
never seen
heart,
one.
heart, heart,
Like,
heart.
oh yes, yes, yes. You know what I'm thinking now? Why in the fuck did we not walk through it? Like, you know how
Oh my
like
god. Well,
amazing of
because we
some of
stepped away
the
from well, because we were like, what the fuck's in the bedroom? And it was funny because right before Abby woke up, like I don't know why, but I even felt like there's something in the bedroom. And by something I'm realizing now is not always an it could always be literally an energetic object. But I felt that there was something weird in the bedroom and it was like eerie because I was like, I don't fucking know. And then Abby wakes up, comes on out, and we're all talking, and we go back into the bedroom to continue our conversation, the five of us. And Jesus Christ, that she was talking about her portal, and we were like, "Do y'all see that portal over there by the window? What the fuck is that? Whose fucking portal is that?" I'm like, I don't see a portal, but I did feel something there. That's the thing is like my CC is like very, but it's funny because the way you were describing it, you're like, yeah, that Doctor Strange, um, gold or green kind of essence around it, and it's funny because the way the ring light is bouncing off your glasses this whole time is green, and it looks like you got green eyes. Like I'm not kidding. It looks like you have like
oh
vibrant green fucking eyes. It's really creepy, but in a cool way.
yes, yes. Now I was actually like worried about the light because I was like, man, is there any other way I could hide it? But I don't
You're
think I
fine.
can.
You're
I have
fine. You're
glasses.
fine. No, yeah, the
Yeah.
portal was fucking awesome. Jesus. Yeah, Earth Council, the Lemurian Council. That's the thing too, is that because I'm also wanting to pinpoint things for the people that are watching because you were there with me downloading and feeling those energies, man. You know how we both knew immediately that the communication line was energetically diagonal into the fucking ground
Mhm.
from
Yes.
the other side, from the other people, from the beings. And I mentioned that to my father yesterday. Well, I guess technically yesterday at 4 in the fucking morning. I mentioned to him that when we were doing that, that we literally could see and feel the energetic like frequency of like telepathy, and
Mhm.
that the other side, the other end of the can on the string, was the people below the ground, whether it's interdimensional or not. And he said that there's other people, other cultures. I have to re-ask him, but he mentioned that there was somebody else that was had that same feeling about the energetic telepathic string to people below the ground. I forgot where it was that he said. But it's cool how like some things that happen to us also other people are experiencing, that they can I guess I could say back up what we're going through. And even the residents that live at Shasta, they know this shit's fucking real. And the cloud chilling there for 4 fucking hours, man, it's like, dude, oh my god, just seeing it chill and manifest from nothing and just be there for like 5 hours. I don't know, sorry, we're like rambling, but it,
You're fine. You're fine. Like
it's just so beautiful. Go
yes.
ahead.
Okay, I was just that brought up the memory of see when I initially okay, so after we took the hot bay and we're just sitting there and stuff like that, I initially thought that Telos was a city that was in the sky. And then so I asked like, where's Telos? And it was like a direct, like, I feel like there's Mount Shasta, but it's on like the side of Mount Shasta. There's a portal that goes down and it goes down at an angle, and
Yep.
then there's Telos underneath it.
Yeah.
And I
It's
was
like a
so
cavern.
amazed to be able to see that, and it felt like that they were like looking up and noticing that we were making connection with them. So I'm like that was an amazing experience to have, because that kind of that shocked the shit out of me, because I'm
Right?
like I don't there's so I don't know, just this whole experience lately is like there's so many things that I thought were possible, or I thought that it was this way, and then it's like I like being proven wrong, because to me I figured that's where the validity is. If what I thought, I get to experience something that teaches me something else, then I very much so appreciate that. And it just brings all the realness of the situation up.
Oh yeah.
Like, yes.
Every bit of it, man. Every bit of it. Like honestly, I would love to on like a separate day, probably sometime sooner than later before we fucking forget everything. Come back on, do another video, but kind of recall the thought patterns and the memories that night, especially about the people down there, because the
Mhm.
information that we were downloading and channeling, I think needs to be addressed. And I don't want to drag this video too long for those that are watching, but I think that we should do that on another day, is definitely like go back and recall and go deep dive into what we learned about the beings. I mean, shit, maybe we can condense it. I mean, I don't know how much time you have, but I feel like maybe we could try and condense it like 10 minutes, but if you want to meet again another day, we could definitely go deep into it. There was just a lot of answers we were finding that day, guys. There was a lot of answers. What do you think? Is that something you would want to do?
Yes, because I feel like if we started now, we could be pulling up more information, and it's just making it
Uh,
longer and longer.
yeah, that's
So,
true. That is
yeah.
true. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have a follow up, a part two to this. Who knows when the fuck it'll be, but I that's not a bad idea. Definitely sooner than later. But with these back to back hurricanes coming, thanks, weather making tech. It's going to be a little rocky for these next couple of weeks. But anyway, so yes, we will continue on with our next bullet point. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful conversation just now with all your lineages and all the magic that you've been feeling and the connections that you have, the information that's been presented to you that's now guiding you more down on what makes you you on a soul level. It just the whole thing was fucking beautiful, man. I'm just like, dude, oh my God. So, anyways, while you're here on Earth in this incarnation in your avatar, what are your lessons or your objectives that you've come across? Is there a deep mission that you're doing that you know? Any big lesson that you're challenging that you're trying to break a cycle? What's your goal here right now?
For me, I feel called to work with the heart, and uh, it's like a lot when you start learning about your starseed heritage and your soul line, and or your soul lineage, and it's like with to me with mine, it's like I don't know, sort of I want to say like I feel like I have big shoes to fill, but I am uncertain if I can fill them. So I'm sort of like in a point of like I don't know, like earlier when we were talking about like stagnant,
Mm-hmm.
but like there really is no such thing as stagnant in the quantum universe. But like I don't know, I feel like it's a large integration period
Oh
where
yeah.
I feel like I know that I'm called to work with the heart, but how exactly? I feel like once I know it and I put my finger on it, then it changes. And then
You'll be
I'm
good.
giving more information, and then I'm like, and not even that, but just like I put my finger on it again, and it changes again. I put my finger
Yeah.
on it again, it changes again. Like that's it's I don't know. It's like ever developing and or ever evolving. And I don't know. I'm actually, it's kind of like annoying, but it's kind of like sweet at the same time because I still get to go down the path of trying to figure it out. But
Yeah.
then that's kind of like where the irritation lies too, because it's like I want to
What do you
already have this.
want me to do?
Yes, yes, that's what it's like. It's like I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but how the fuck am I going to do it? And then you got this age of social media, which you are doing fabulous, by the way.
Oh,
Like
thank
I'm,
you.
I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I feel awkward in front of a camera. But then it's like I have to be my authentic self, and I'm like, it's okay to be awkward, but I'm just like, oh, all like the diagrams or paragrams, paradiagrams, whatever you want to call it, all of the constructs that made up and that are still making up who I am as Tahira, I have to break that, but it's not easy. It is not easy to break that and to enter into a new season of me.
Yeah.
But I am in this like mid transformational season of my life. And like trying to navigate that is like, it's insane.
You're like blindfolded right now, trying to find a little bit of a
It,
ping, you know?
exactly. Just something. I'm trying to find my way out of the room
Yeah.
without falling down like a hole or
Without busting
something,
your
a pit.
ass. Spirit, please, I
Yes.
need help. No, I get that, man. I get
Yes.
that.
Yes.
It's annoying because it's like you just want to know what the fuck am I supposed to do next? And it's like, na, 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 synchronicity. Come on. She still
Yes.
hasn't fucking picked it up yet. Oh my god, how much information do you need? Like they keep throwing more stuff, and it's like, I don't know. I don't trust myself to figure this out.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. That is exactly what it is like. Because I'm just like, oh, I'm like, at one point, I thought I figured it out, but then it's like inside myself, it didn't feel right. Like that's the initial reason of why I wanted to go to the retreat because
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like it's there, but then I feel like it's not. And
Mm.
then after the retreat, I was like, okay, it's there, it's there. And then I learned more information about the consoles, and I'm like, oh shit, like where the fuck do I go now?
Yeah.
Like, what do I do now? Like, what direction do I go to? Like, what the fuck can I do with this information?
Yeah.
Like, oh my
No.
goodness.
No, I know, man. I know. It's like, what the hell
Yeah.
you want me to do now? I think it's more of like, hey, this is information about you, but I don't think it's supposed to do, I don't think it's anything that you're supposed to use for, like your future goal. Like it's almost like you're just finding more answers about yourself. Like basically, the answers that you had from the retreat and knowing what you have to do next, that's what you got to do next. Just this extra information is just trailing magic to finding, more about yourself. I don't think it has anything to deal with like what you're supposed to be doing next, unless there's a certain topic that relates to like the Coco sessions. Sorry if you hear a lawnmower. That was really loud.
It's fine. Like for me, it's just like I have a lot more potential in me that I'm not yet accessing. So how do I access that potential? And like that's where it comes to like when you were telling me that I was one of the ones that fought for the ascension process of Earth. I'm like, that's a big motherfucking thing.
I'm
Like,
telling
are
you,
you
you fucking did. I'm telling
like
you.
I see?
Although it dumped, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's you!" Because I don't remember your soul name or not really what the hell you looked like. It was definitely something that has to do with like aquatic or like some kind of aquatic kind of
I'm
energy
bubbles.
or thing, but still,
Yes,
huh? Yeah, but
the
basically.
bubbles.
And it's funny because there he is in the robe, out in space, overseeing everything and all the cataclysm, putting the hands of the earth into SpongeBob and Patrick. Don't let this fuck up while I go to pee, okay? I haven't peed in
Exactly.
3,000 years. And then he comes back and he's like, "What the fuck did you do?" And, wait, wasn't Saturn destroyed?
Ah,
Something was destroyed. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. It's
yeah. Oh,
again.
maybe it was there's a planet that's supposed to be between in Saturn and Mars, right?
Something
Isn't
there
that
was
the
something
Kuiper
about
belt?
maybe.
That was a planet that was there that was destroyed. So I think maybe they could have depicted that planet
Yeah.
being destroyed.
I don't know. That's funny. You're like
I
fucking
know, I
bubbles,
gotta
man.
rewatch it now.
No, me too. Yeah. So yeah, it was just wild, man. Like it just I don't know how to explain it, y'all, to the average viewer that might not know what a download feels like. It's like you're just like shit just pops in your head like a little fucking still frame movie, and you're not
Exactly,
making
that's with
you're not
information.
making that extra mental step to create an imagination. Like imagination, it's like because you're like there's a step in creating it, it's just nuts. So we do have a couple more bullet points, but yeah, that's pretty cool. All of this information that's coming up, everything that you've been learning. Oh man, let's see.
Sorry, that was my
No, you're
phone.
good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're a mom of beautiful kids, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay.
Yes.
So, Bubbles. Our next bullet point, okay? So down here in your current avatar, even since Shasta, even before Shasta, your psychic gifts. Can you talk to us about those, please?
Okay, so um I don't know. I basically think I have all my clairs working. Like, okay, so I feel like I work as an oracle. I'm able to see into the quantum verse. I'm able to like I could do psychic surgery. Um I'm able to like see people's energy, and it's sort of like the matrix coding with the ones and zeros, but it's not. It's just as energy when I close my eyes. And I'm able to I have had predictions of the future. Like there was one time during a meditation that I had like I wouldn't even say it was a prediction, but it was like somebody from the other side was telling me that my husband was going to get into an accident. Yes, you can go get your tablet.
Oh,
So
so
it was
cute.
I know. I don't even know where his tablet is. So I don't know if I have to get up and help him or something. So I don't know. I don't think it's in here. But okay, so with I was somebody from the other side. I was like doing meditation into the Akashic records, and they showed me that my husband was gonna have an accident. And it was like I was hovering above and I saw his car and another car in a ditch on the side of the road. And then I asked, like, is he gonna die? And they're like, no, he's gonna be greatly hurt. So like that, I kind of like sat on that information for a couple months because I was like, I don't know if that was like real or anything. That was like in the very beginning stages. And eventually I told my husband, and I think he made some different choices so that outcome didn't happen to him or wouldn't have happened.
Oh, like his either his routes or his driving patterns. Like he
Yeah, because at the time
changed.
he was doing Uber.
Okay.
Then go plug it up to the charger. Okay. No, baby. You can come in a minute, okay? You can come in a minute. If you stay in the front room, I can give you a cupcake when I'm done. You don't like the cupcake? Okay. Do you want me to get you some chips? No, not be with me. You won't have chips. Okay, you can be in the room in the back as long as you're quiet. I
So
think that's the only way for me to get through with it because it's either that or he's just gonna keep on coming in.
no, you're good. Hi.
She said hi.
Oh,
Because it's on here. It's on my earphone. Yeah. Hold on. He wants to hear you say hi.
okay.
Say hi.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. It's nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
How's the weather outside? It's pretty.
No, it's when we play with Panda
Oh,
didn't wanted to play outside, then how
oh.
didn't want to.
Maybe you could play outside tomorrow if the weather's better.
And and that means that it's almost 32 degrees outside.
32.
No, it's 31 million degrees.
Oh, it's really hot. Oh no.
And the west is Tyson,
Yeah, but can I see my earphones?
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
All right, she said bye. Okay, so he may be sitting here for the interview.
Oh, you're good. You're good. We shouldn't be too much longer. We're just talking to your mommy about some really cool stuff. I know he didn't hear
Tyson,
that.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Hold on. She said that we're just going to be talking just a little bit longer, okay? So you're going to have to be really quiet, okay? Okay.
All right.
Okay. So what are we talking about?
About your husband in the car accident.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, because he worked Uber at that time. Even though he just started doing Uber again, like for like last week, he actually gave the car that I saw in the accident away to his parents. But for this week, we're actually taking the car back and he's doing Uber right now. So
Oh.
it's like I'm always nervous when he gets back into that car.
Yeah,
But
you know it's that car.
yeah, but it's so there's that. I work as a medium also and a channel. So I can talk to um I guess energy or souls that have transitioned onto the other side. I can talk to multi-dimensional beings and or galactic beings. I also do light language, channeling and activation.
Yes, you
Um,
did. You did. You did.
yeah,
You did some light language for us out there at Shasta, and it was so awesome. Like you could actually feel that. I've never actually felt the impact of someone speaking light language until this retreat between you and Yoko and Abby. Abby was the other one, right? Definitely
yeah.
you and Yoko. Okay, yeah. It was beautiful. Thank you again. It felt really
Thank
nice.
you. And it's the crazy thing is I'm my relationship with light language is developing
Hmm.
because like before it was just like once I was activated with light
Mama,
language,
my ears.
I'll clean your ears after we're done, okay? It was like it was like
He's like, I want to be the star of the show.
yes. It was like okay, so when I first got activated with light language, it was very questionable because like with light language it's just a sound of tones that are coming through that speaks to your soul energetically, that speaks to your energy energetically. And
Sorry, his belly laugh is adorable. So sorry. Okay, anyways, continue. Yeah, so
it's
your
fine.
relationship with light language is developing, getting
Mama,
better.
Thank
I
You're
you.
talk to
growing it.
No, can you just sit here? Just sit. Just sit. Okay?
I
Just
talk
sit.
to
You can talk to her after I'm done. Okay?
Mama, when
Yes.
you're done.
So like
Mama,
yes.
Mama, when you're done talking to her, I want daddy.
Okay. After we're done talking, I'll get you daddy's chips, okay?
I say hi.
I'm gonna take
Yes,
daddy's
I
chips.
can hear you. Yes, because it's like everything has like a belonging to someone. Like that's the easiest way to name things. But boy, down. Okay.
He's too funny.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's like it's oh, I feel like it's such a special journey to like go through the starseed stuff with kids
Wee.
because
Wee. Hello? 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 Hey, I like doing weird faces in front of the camera too. What's up?
I feel like
Oh,
there's so much to learn
Yeah.
children.
Oh, I bet.
Yes. And I'm like, I feel like I've had my children and then I've had my awakening after having my children for the purpose of them being a teacher for me. And sometimes it's hard. Oh my gosh. Come on.
She's like, yeah.
Yes.
I just scare me like a laugh.
Okay, but hold on. Let's finish this interview, okay? All right, baby. Are you going to let me finish the interview? Yes? Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, boy. Oh my goodness. Yes, and he is my Aquarius child.
Aw.
I got 2 Aquarius children, and they will give me a run for my money. Baby.
He's
Boy.
like, hi.
Yes.
Aw.
My that's literally on YouTube.
Yes, baby. It is a recording.
Are you talking to someone on YouTube? So it doesn't speak.
Yes, she's gonna put it on YouTube, baby.
Or that's a
Yes.
video.
Yes, you can watch some of her videos later.
That's a video.
Yes, that's a video.
I know. Well, I don't know if the
Oh,
topics would I don't know if the topics would scare him too much talking about lizard people and a
I
bunch
don't.
of
I think
other
they will
stuff.
find it interesting. Like one of the things, as soon as I came back from the retreat, I showed my husband your video, and like he was amazed with it also.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the AI Draconians.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I told him because he doesn't like to admit it, but I think this stuff does resonate with him on a level. Baby, can you
Yeah.
stop, please? Don't throw it
No.
at the phone, please.
I feel that way. I feel that way.
I got
Yeah.
floating, Mama.
That's not
So
floating. Just another thing.
I don't know.
he's so fascinated.
Yes.
I should probably stop laughing because that's why he keeps doing it. He wants to be the
Yes.
star of the show, and it's because I'm laughing back.
Yes.
Continuing.
Baby, just hold on. If you go into the front room, I will give you some chips, okay?
No, I don't want it.
You said that you want daddy's chips. You said you want daddy's
I
chips.
said after we done talking.
Yes, but you have to let me talk.
I want to say goodbye.
You want to say goodbye?
No, I want to say hi.
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 Okay. You're going to say hi one more time. Okay. Say
Hi
hi.
again. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Allo. Allo. Say allo. Say
Hello.
allo. Allo.
Hello.
Allo. Allo.
Hello.
Allo.
Hello.
Allo.
Hello.
You're so cute. Allo.
Hello.
Allo.
Hello.
Allo.
Hello.
Allo. Allo.
Hello.
Allo.
Hello.
Allo.
Are you doing good?
I am. Thank you. Are you doing good?
Yeah.
Allo.
I play Minecraft on my mom's tablet.
Okay. How about you want to go back to playing Minecraft on your tablet?
I have you.
Yes, you can have juice. Go get it out of the cooler.
Yay.
Let
He's
me
so
go lock the
funny.
door real quick.
Yeah. She said,
Okay, go get out the cooler. Go get out the cooler. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
You're like, I'm gonna
That's
go
like
lock the door.
yes, that is like mom business 101. As soon as the
You're
kids like I want to give them something sweet, like too bad it's not like after Halloween because then I could use candy or something. I just have to have something to lure them away.
No, you're good. You're
Oh my
good.
goodness.
It's funny because I was saying allo, and I say that like with my mom's side of the family, all the crazy Puerto Ricans were always like allo, putita, como está, pendeja, allo. That just sounds like say allo, allo. Anyways, no, he's adorable as hell.
Thank
So
you.
where the hell were we? Okay, so we were talking about your psychic gifts, right? And then you were going into your light language, sensing into people's bodies. There was a time that you did that to me and sensed my whole right half between my half dislocated shoulder from crowd surfing in fucking high school and spraining my right ankle 3 times. So you totally picked up on my body on the right hand side. So you're able to tap into that. Like I said, the light language too, and premonitions, talking to people on the other side. You got all your fucking clairs activated at this point. You got all your
Yes,
clairs
it's
activated.
just like I gotta hone in on like how to use them. I mean, like, well, I do. I'm starting to do like spiritual life counseling, and I'm starting to integrate that with energy healing
Yeah.
and providing those as like sessions. And then even for like spirit fairs, I'm doing like a little like 20-minute like reading sessions, which I find those so fun. There's like one that is happening like next month that I'm trying to get into.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
definitely
are
get into it.
Yes. I love the energy of it and meeting people, and it's just like one after the other after the other. It's like it's exciting. It's like a flow of energy. And I am signed up to be a speaker.
Get
I
the
have
fuck
to
out.
like
Yes.
yes, I want to speak about like more in depth with my situation with my aunt.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
I find that as like a stepping stone because
It
I'm like
is.
the last time that I spoke in front of people was like in my college like public
Public
speaking class.
speaking. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like
And your
now
whole
I
face gets red and sweaty.
gotta
But this gives you the practice. Is it a big audience or a
exactly,
small audience
exactly.
for your first time?
I don't know. It's
You
one of
don't
those
know.
where they'll put me
Ooh.
on the board and whoever comes
Oh,
comes.
girl, it's a stepping
So
stone for you.
yes.
Just know that no matter what, all the people there are meant to hear it. And this is the beginning of you, getting comfortable being in front of people, being in front of the camera, because talking about our experiences is the best thing that can happen right now. It helps validate a lot of the going on right now, especially with the stuff that you were talking about. Because I remember you talking about the whole situation with your aunt during the retreat, like literally the first fucking morning. You were talking about how she it's possessed your body. But that's the thing too, is that when people say possess, we don't always mean demon shit. No, it doesn't
Exactly.
always mean
Like
that.
and then even if it does, like that type of stuff, like, oh my gosh, what they don't like you have so much control in a possession, even though if you're unaware of it, it may seem like you don't. So
you're
that's
yeah,
one of the
you're
points that
complete in
I want to
control.
make. What I'm talking about is like it's not like how it is in the movies. It can be. I feel like it can be depending on what entity it is that
Hmm.
is inside you,
Correct.
but not necessarily. And the person who's getting possessed has a lot more power
Hmm.
than what the movies and TV shows would make you think.
I believe
So
that.
it's completely like it's not the same, but it is the same sort of, but then not really.
And you don't want me to say, I have no time.
When he comes in, like there's no point in having a lock on a door anymore because
Wait,
the 4-year-old knows how to come in.
Yes,
he
I
I
locked the
unlocked the
door.
door.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And that's because my 6-year-old taught him how to do that. So yes,
Nice.
Kaya
Right.
told me how to do it.
Kaya.
Nice.
So my 10-year-old, which he just had his birthday yesterday. Oh my goodness.
He said, Jacob.
Honey, why are you
He
taking
said,
your mama's
Jacob.
headphones? Give your mommy her headphones
Yes.
back.
Baby, let's finish this, okay? Let's finish this. Hold on. You can go get a Capri. Look.
Ma, I want to go to feed my
Okay.
and you forgot to give me that tip.
Hold on. I'm gonna give him some chips real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Give me on the cocaine.
Oh my gosh, boy, come on.
Give me on the cocaine.
Come on. Come on. Come
Oh,
on.
Give me on the coke.
Oh my god. If you can't hear me, he's telling you to stay here. Stay on the call.
I'm not
Oh
going
my god.
anywhere.
Wait. Hold on. Let me get you. Come on. Come on.
Go get him some chips, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost wrapped up. But in the meantime, just to fill y'all in, yes. So all of this magic that's been going on has been absolutely insane with everybody during, oh shit, before, during, and after the retreat. I would like for Tahira and I to jump on a call and actually dive into what the hell we were channeling, because there's so much information about Telos, Lemuria. I found out information about the Caribbeans and Sasquatch. There's all kinds of information, and we're bringing the pieces to the puzzle here. And I never would have thought, to consider Sasquatch, but yeah, there was one that came to me at a mushroom trip. But that's the thing, is that it's not. That's the way they represent themselves, because they've been here as old as, like, cavemen. Being the guardians of the. They show themselves in that way. They're not. So they don't really look that way. That was another thing that came up, was that how we think they look is a front. That's how we're used to seeing them throughout our lineage. Just to pull up more things. So yeah, we definitely wanted to dive into some of these topics in a future video. There will be more decodes, of course. Just taking things one day at a time. Welcome back.
All right. Hello.
You're good. You're
Okay.
good. We literally got 2 bullet points left, and then we can wrap this up. I was just
Okay.
filling people on, just upcoming material. So all good, all good. So next bullet point. So yes, thank you for sharing about your psychic gifts. Because I definitely got to experience them first fucking hand. Like, Jesus, dude, you can tap the fuck in. Like, Crown and Third was open that night, and I was like, holy shit, I could feel the energy just.
Oh my gosh. Like, I remember seeing your third eye. Your third eye was like taking over your whole face. Like, your third eye was this big. Like, dude, you have a massive talent. Like, the way how you were just able to pull everything through.
It was like
Like,
nothing. It felt like breathing. It was like as simple as like
exactly. Yeah.
it was just wild how that happened. Fuck, man. Yeah, we need to talk about that on another day, because I would love for us to come back together and recite all of that shit. All right. Anyways, so the next bullet point. This one's a little sensitive to some people, because they're like, what the fuck do you mean by this? What would be your best piece of quote unquote evidence of all of this magic in the universe, between the galactic beings, the star seeds, the psychic gifts? If there's something that you can pick out to bring to the average person's eye, hey, look at this. This right here. This is concrete right here. Anything, whether it's something that happened to you or something that you've seen online, a piece of media, your best piece of evidence.
To me, my piece of, I don't know if this would qualify for anyone else, but at least for me, it would be my experience. Because I'm like, again, I thought that things were like another way, but then the universe is, gradually showing me that that there are other truths in the universe.
Yes.
So like I feel like my throat chakra is opening up now.
Yeah, she's purging shit out.
Right? But yeah, like that's like my experiences are, I don't know. And then that's kind of weird, because you can't really prove that to anyone.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I saw a spaceship. Where is it at? Where's the picture? I don't know. Like, I can't describe that to you. Like,
yeah. All I could do is, just like do your best to talk about your experiences, tell it from the heart. Try and get pictures and media of like whatever you can, but you're not always going to have that, black and white proof for the other individual. But what we need to start acknowledging is that people's experiences, and just, looking at their body language, like just the tone of their voice, the wholeheartedness, you can tell when they're being genuine. You can tell when they're not making this shit up. I could tell when you were talking about you and your whole experience with your aunt, that was coming from the heart. You truly experienced that shit. You experienced something that was completely life-changing for you. It completely changed your whole perception on this reality. And not a lot of people get to have these experiences, either because of closed-mindedness or something. Or because they're too afraid to also experience this kind of magic, because they just want to assume the worst because of programming in the medias. But yeah, you going through your experiences, I can definitely understand how that would be your best piece of evidence for yourself. maybe like you said, getting into the speaker role and talking about it. Maybe you also need to put it into a video and like post it somewhere or something. You gotta talk about it also.
I was thinking like that's where my social media lies, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like in my head, I can come up with like the perfect content and all of that stuff, but then when it actually is like, I got to sit down with the camera in front of me, thinking that I'm recording it, and who knows how many people is going to see it on the other side. It's just a different story.
Yeah,
So
there's like mental hutches or something, and it's like, so Spirit, if you want me to do this, then like,
yeah,
you know,
there's
but
like so many blocks that I have to uncover, but it's yeah. It's funny because there was like this meme where I saw when it was like thinking about your Starseed mission, and you think it's like, a gladiator fighting in battle
but
and
it's
doing that
really playing on their
focus.
fucking iPads and shit.
Yes.
Yes, yes, I saw that too. Yes, I saw that too. No dead ass. I saw that. I'm like, yep. And then I thought back to what you were saying in the room that night. You were like, this is what you're supposed to do. Like holding up an
Yes.
iPad. And I'm like,
Yes. You're, you're already doing it though, and you're doing it so well. So
thank you.
yes.
I just thought it was funny. But yeah, that meme, I was like, yep, I relate to that because I immediately reflected back to that moment of you saying that to me in the room. I'm like, oh my God, yeah. We're literally
Yeah.
fighting this whole fucking war, not in the sky with gladiator fucking armor and Valkyrie accessories, but the goddamn iPad.
Exactly, and social media, and oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's so
It
funny.
is like, exactly, it's crazy because it just kind of like makes me look at things of how, like, let's just say the Matrix, or at least the 3D Matrix,
Yeah,
how, I don't know, I feel like there's positive things, but then there's a lot of negative things about, like, social media and AI and all of that. But then I'm like, there's also a positive side, there's also a light side. So there's that duality that's in between it.
yeah,
And as, like, star seeds, light workers, we have to find that. We have to navigate that as a part of our path.
we do. We do, we
So
do, we do.
yes.
Thank you for that. I really like that.
Yeah.
Well, then finally, there leaves one more bullet point for this afternoon. This one, a lot of people like because it allows them to kind of share anything that they've come across. Any sources, pieces of medias online or tips or advice that you would like to share with people right now and post this video. Any links I can drop in the description, I can, besides your social profiles, but any
Mhm.
sources or tips for those that are still awakening that
Yeah.
you would like
I
to
and
share.
I'm actually gonna send you two links,
Okay.
because one of them is for the channeled angel numbers website that my aunt led me to.
Okay.
And the other one, I'm thinking it's what is it? Okay, so, like, I don't know. Okay, so when it comes to astrology,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of the mainstream astrology is incorrect. Like a lot of it, okay, so I think with sidereal astrology, it pinpoints like your location, your, like, the timing of your birth, and what is it, the day of your birth,
Mm-hmm.
versus like the tropical astrology, the one that's just like the chart, which, I mean, I'm using my phone now, but it's on the
Oh,
back of
the
my
whole
phone.
birth chart.
Yeah, where it's
Yeah.
like the standard, like if you're born in between this day and this day, then you're this, and this day and this day, you're this. And I'm like, it's a lot more intricate than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's a website that I was also sent to through my guides, and I feel like that resonates with me a
Mm-hmm.
lot more because, like, with my birth date, which is October 24th, I'm supposed to be a Scorpio. But through this site for sidereal astrology, that's it. That's the only one.
That's a new chip.
There's no more of the Doritos though.
Okay.
That's it of the Doritos.
Give me one.
Yes, I will. Go in the kitchen and I'll get it. I'll get you the green chips.
Mom, can I say hi?
Baby, you've already said hi.
Say hi one more time.
Oh my, say hi one more time.
I can't hear me.
Yes, she can hear you. Look, see, say it into the microphone. She can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Can you still hear him?
Hello? Hello? Yeah, I can hear
See,
him.
she said hello.
She put it in my ear.
Yeah, it's a microphone, baby. I can't put the microphone to your
She
ear.
talk.
It's not going to do anything. Look,
That's an input, not the output, honey.
you have to hear it through here.
You are too funny.
Ty, say hi one more.
Yes, just say
I
hi.
hear you.
Baby, say hi.
How you doing?
Boy.
You didn't say the word.
Yes, you did say the rest.
I can say the word one more time.
Okay, how about you go in the kitchen and I'll go get you your chips, okay?
And I can have that.
Yes, you got to go into the kitchen first and I'll get you your chips.
And can you give me this?
Yes, after you go into the kitchen.
Give me this good thing.
Yes, I'll be in there in 5 minutes. Go in the kitchen, close the door, please, and just wait for 5 minutes.
We're almost there.
So, all right. So, yeah. Okay. So I was sent the website for the sidereal astrology, and I feel like it resonates more because with my sidereal astrology, I'm supposed to be a Scorpio because I'm born on October 24th, but that never resonated with me. So through this site, that I was able to find out that because of the area of where I was born, the city where I was born, the time and the date, that I am actually a Libra. And I
Ooh.
feel like that resonates with me a lot more. With my husband, he's supposed to be a Libra, but he's actually a Virgo, and that resonates with him a lot more. So, like, I've been looking up people like their astrology, and then one thing I like about this site is that it actually gives like a paragraph of what each. I don't even. It has your houses and stuff too, but I mean like it has your rising sign, your moon sign, your ascension sign, and it goes into like a paragraph of what it all means.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, you can have those, but you got to eat at the table. Okay. 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 Go eat at the table. Go eat at the table. Okay. Go eat at the table. Oh, see, it's like being a mom and having like I don't know.
But you're doing
It's
all
a
the right
fun time
things.
to be alive, right? Like it's so many questions because I'm like I homeschool my kids. I don't know if like okay, it's like ever since the beginning I've been going against like the 3D matrix without
Yeah.
actually realizing it. And then now that I'm in it and I realize it, it's like I don't know. Sometimes I just got to question, like, is it still right? Because I'm just I don't know. It's so much unraveling
Yeah. I
with
know, man.
with yes, going through like I don't know. I feel like the whole Starseed lifestyle is different than the average, person who's entrapped into the 3D world and we're supposed to bring about a new world without a damn instruction booklet.
Exactly.
So it's like
No, I love that. You're not wrong.
yeah.
Thank you. Well,
It is
I know
very
that
amazing.
I know that we'll quickly wrap this up here. Just don't hop off as I close this out. So,
Mhm.
well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and watching.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
hold on.
yes, go
Before we
ahead.
start, okay. So the tip that I would like to have is to keep one step forward because you may have a lot of doubts and stuff in your life, and
Yes,
you may have a lot of things that are pointing you into other directions, but try to follow the direction that is through your heart.
yeah,
And then just one step forward. Even if you have uncertainty or you see where you are here and then you want to see where you're going to be at and you don't know how to get there, just one step forward and that will help get you there.
keep moving.
So, okay. Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
All right,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna quickly wrap up and close out here. Stay behind. I'm gonna so thank y'all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This was Tahira, and we will be back for another video. Just quickly say bye.
Yes,
Don't leave
guys.
the room. Don't leave the room. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a new friend of mine reconnected down here in this matrix. We are definitely going to have to talk about all the information that we've channeled in a future video. So thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and I hope y'all take care. Feel free to plop down any comments below. Tahira also is going to provide me with those links that she mentioned between the astrology and the angel numbers, and I also have her social media profiles down below. I believe it's Facebook and Instagram. So yes, thank y'all again for watching. Stay tuned, and until next time, we're gonna take down these motherfuckers and just start talking about your experiences. We got to get this stuff out there, okay? So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, bye.